Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of Full Open. I'm your host, Asa. I've been streaming full time for about half a year now, and with me, I have Robinsongz. So, Robin, for those of you guys who don't know about Robin, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Oh, my name is Robin. I am a very, very young and quiet TFT streamer. Um, uh, I started playing TFT in set one, and I was like a nobody. I was just like a challenger player, right? And then set three, I got rank one with Mech. I don't know if you guys played set three, but Mech was one of the most broken comps in the game in TFT history because rank one, two, and three were all Mech one tricks. Um, if you guys can imagine that, like how toxic that is. But yeah, I got rank one as mech, and then so I started streaming when I got rank one. Got like a few viewers, and I think Scar hosted me, which helped us start my streaming career, I guess. And then so after Scar hosted me, I had a small community, and I just kept streaming every day, kept grinding, and then started my viewers started going up, and then at this time I had a full-time job, so I was working and streaming at the same time. And then when my viewership got like pretty well, and I was very confident that I can like do this full time, I quit my full time job to pursue this full time. And then not long after, I got signed by Team Liquid. And then after I got signed by Team Liquid, my viewership went up again. And then I just kept kept streaming, and then kept trying to place well in tournaments. And then yeah, now I'm streaming full time. So here I am.
Wow, that's really awesome. What was your full time job before?
Oh yeah, so I worked at iBuyPower, the gaming PC company. So I was really interested in coding, so I self-taught myself how to code for a year, and after a year, I applied to like a lot of like coding jobs and stuff, and I did a lot of interviews, but like I didn't pass a lot of them because like I think self-teaching is kind of like really hard, and also yeah, I have no degree. I managed to get like a coding job at iBuyPower, but then when I got in, it apparently was not really like that much. It wasn't really like a software engineering job. It was more like just like basic coding and like more like sales kind of. But when I already got the job, I just like stayed in it for like a year. So I just worked at iBuyPower. It was like actually I forgot what I did. I mean I forgot like what my role was called, but basically I just helped with like the homepage and stuff like that.
Okay, that's interesting. Like the way you describe it, like would you have preferred it if it was like more coding? Do you think like you would like that better? Or?
Yes, I would have liked it better if I actually used the stuff that I self-taught myself. Because when I self-taught myself coding, and I actually built like um I built like a number of projects that was actually really cool. Like I played MapleStory Mobile at that time, and I built like a really cool Discord bot for MapleStory Mobile, and like almost everyone used it in the game. And yeah, I actually have like a Discord developer icon on my Discord because of that bot. But yeah, that when I made that, it was like really like rewarding. So I wanted to do something like that. But yeah, Power didn't really do much of that, which is like basic coding, or not even coding really. So yeah, I wish it was more coding for sure.
Oh wow, that's really sick. I have an undergrad computer science degree, but I never ended up using it, and I hated coding. I thought it was so hard. Like,
Mm,
fuck.
I probably I would not know because I didn't work in a job of coding, but maybe I would have hated it. Who knows?
I don't think like well I work for like the FDA, and I don't think what I was doing would be harder than even making like a Discord Maple Story
Mm.
bot. So so that's really interesting. That so you said you quit your job when you had like enough numbers that you were like pretty confident that you could stream full time. Like, do you remember like around like what kind of numbers those were, and like
Um,
how many months into it?
yeah, back then, I think the TFT sphere, there weren't that many streamers back then. So my numbers weren't that high. They were actually I was averaging probably around like 500 to 700 viewers. Um and yeah, so I wasn't averaging. I feel like if you have 500 to 700, I mean, I feel like if you have 500 to 700 viewers now, you can probably pursue full time maybe. But yeah, I was averaging around 500 to 700. Once I quit, and then I signed with Team Liquid, it bumped me up to like 800 to 1,000. Um, but yeah,
Do you
I was
remember?
like, it was like 500,
Yeah,
500,
I think that's
yeah.
like I think I'm a little bit below that right now. My average for March, or sorry, May. My average for this month was really high because I had the Twitch front page thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I think a little bit below 500 right now. So um,
Yeah, I think you could definitely make it work. Um, You just need like backup plans or like you know or like what is it called? Like you need like funds in your
Yeah,
bank
yeah,
account
savings.
in case yeah, you need savings. Because Twitch is really inconsistent and you could fall off at any moment. So
Okay, I
yeah, it's
definitely
pretty
want
risky.
to ask you about the inconsistency and potential fall off. But before I get to that, I want to ask about one more thing you mentioned earlier. You said when you got rank one, you like started streaming, and then later you decided to pursue full time when like you hit those viewer numbers. So when you first started streaming, were you thinking about going full time, or was it more just for fun?
Um I think I was, a lot of people say like, you should never stream to try to make it a full time job. But I think in the back of my head, I was just trying to make it my full time job. Like that was my goal. So I had a plan. Like when I first started streaming, I didn't hit rank one yet. I just streamed like a random challenger player. I got 0 viewers, and I knew like I can't do this. Like you need a game plan when you start streaming. So the best way to get your name out there is to get rank one, right? So my goal was to get rank one off stream, just grind it out. Once I got rank one, I was gonna stream so I could get some my name out there. So when I first started streaming, like my iPad Power job was not good. So I wanted to do something else. So I obviously streaming full time was my dream. So I actually went in there like to try to stream full time.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I think out of everyone I interviewed, your story sounds the most similar to mine so far for sure. Because I mean, I'm going into it with that kind of mentality as well.
Yeah,
But I also kind of agree with what you said, where it's like it's hard to recommend like to anyone to stream full time since it's so competitive. Like obviously,
hmm
like very few percent of the people who want to stream full time make it. But then it's like, yeah, we said like get rank one in TFT. Um, so I
I
guess
think it's
like
harder. I think it's getting harder and harder. I think
okay,
there's like more and more people streaming. I think back then there weren't that many people. I think.
okay, but there's more people streaming TFT. But do you think there's more like total viewer base as well?
I think there is. Um, I feel like comparing from like set three until now, I feel like there's more people. Like every streamer that I know, their viewership went up. So
Okay. Um, so you mentioned like you went to go for rank one before you started. Like you, I guess you thought that was like the most important thing
hmm
for building your viewer base stream full time. I've heard that from other people as well. What are some other important things? Like, I guess like for someone who is aspiring to stream full time, where are like some other good advice that you have that they should focus on?
yeah. So besides being really good at the game, you also have to be really entertaining, right? Or you can be entertaining or informational or both. I think there's two crowds. One of them is just like they watch you for fun. The other watch you to learn. So being informational plus entertaining is good. The other main important thing is consistency. You have to have a consistent schedule. You can't just like, oh, I'm doing the day stream today, night stream tomorrow, day stream today, night stream tomorrow. Because certain crowds only watch you at night, and certain viewers only watch you at night. Certain viewers only watch you in a day. And if you want to build a community, you need to stream at the same time every single day. So the viewers will be willing to sub to you, and then subs create the community. So I think it's a combination of being really good at the game, being entertaining, and being informational and being consistent. If you do really well for all those, I'm pretty sure you will pop off. Oh, the
Interesting.
other thing is probably like OKH businessing, like collabing.
Okay.
That's one thing I don't do well in, I think. But trying to work with do some content with other people, reaching out for advice. I think you really well in that. Reaching out for advice, trying to learn from other people. Um, but you gotta like OKH business, but not like too make it too obvious, because like then people will feel like you're like using them. You know what I mean? So like you
It
gotta
feels
like
really weird. Yeah. Like when I want to
you got
like
you gotta have like a good balance of like um yeah, let's collab, but like I'm not really like just using you for clout or whatever,
yeah for sure. No, I'm
people can get the feeling, they can get the feeling from what your intentions are.
okay. Yeah, I think like I like everyone in the TFT community, so I'm always like just down to like play games with like Soju, but it always feels a little weird. Like I'd be happy just like playing games with Soju, but it feels like a little
hmm
weird because it's like that's like kind
hmm
of also like the best thing for your career for
yeah, Yeah, like Soju made a lot of careers. But he's really nice.
Yeah.
So like I think we were very lucky that he's not like ultra competitive, where he like doesn't want to help anyone because he wants to like take everything for himself, or whatever. I know, like I'm not gonna name any names, but I know in other games, like some streamers like that are like in the Soju spotlight, whenever like a smaller streamer goes live, he will go live and not let the smaller streamer grow,
Wow, that's crazy.
because it's a competition. Yeah.
Damn.
So I think we're very lucky that Soju is very very kind person and not like aggressively like businessman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are some collabs that you've done in the past?
Um, I'm trying to think. I don't. I'm probably like like me and Ramblin sitting in call together. I don't know if that's like collabing, but I've I don't really do that much collabs. I feel like, um, yeah, I don't know. I just like I I don't know. I don't want them to feel like I'm using them or something. I guess. But I should do more collabs. I probably can't think of any right now. I've probably done some, but I probably can't think of any right now. But
Okay,
usually
yeah.
I just join call and like chill with people. Usually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned like the inconsistencies and like down months in Twitch. I was really curious. I wanted to ask you more about that. So basically, let's say you average X viewers 1 month. The next month might be like less than that, right? So it's like, how does
Yeah.
I guess just like how do you deal with that and like mentally?
Okay. I think it's something that you get used to. I think in the beginning when my one month I had a lot of viewers. Sometimes you get too ahead of yourself and you're like, oh my god, I'm popping off. Like I'm doing it. Like I'm gonna I'm gonna make it as a whatever, right? And then next month your viewership goes down and you're just like, oh my god, like this is a fluke.
Oh, I can
Like
relate.
this is a fluke. Like oh my god, my stream's dying, right? But I've come to realize that um, it's random. It's really random. Like the chart's always like this. Certain months have more viewers, and certain months don't have a lot of viewers. So I would say on your highs, don't try to like overvalue it, and on your lows, don't think too much about it. Um, but I would if your viewership is, but I would look at my peers. If your viewership for 1 month is low, but theirs is like same or high,
Hmm.
you're probably doing something wrong.
Okay.
You probably need to maybe change something or do something different. But I wouldn't let it get to you too much. I think there are ups and downs, and I remember one time. I think my viewership was really high for when I won regionals, and then like the next few months it went down a lot, and I was tripping out, and I thought that a big reason was I had too many mods in my chat because every time I was in my streaming, all the whole chat was like full of swords. So I felt like, oh, maybe it was like pushing normal viewers away and making them like scared to talk. So I unmodded a lot of people. I don't know if it helped, but I think that's one example of like overthinking. I think,
Okay. Yeah.
but
I can see
yeah,
that. Yeah, because I don't see like to me that doesn't seem like that would affect people.
yeah. I think I was like overthinking, but I think if you stay consistent and like and stuff like that, it should work out.
Okay.
But Twitch is really, really mentally taxing. I feel like that's like we're playing video games for a living, but like that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest con of streaming
Hmm.
is the constant mental like toll on you when because your numbers can be really, really inconsistent. Your job can be like you can make like nothing like a month, and you're just like cut.
Okay.
Um, but I would just say like try not to overthink it. Just do your thing. Twitch has ups and downs. So does TFT. It has like off season, on season. Um, but I feel like once you reach a certain threshold, you shouldn't you don't really deal with that much.
Yeah.
Like Soju will probably not deal with that for a long time.
Right.
Because his viewership will always come back. For me, I think I'm like a little bit over the threshold. I think I'm like okay. But like I think for smaller streamers like you and other people, like this is definitely something that I had to deal with too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
just yeah, don't overthink it, I think.
all right. Yeah, I'm already like mentally prepared. Like so far since I started streaming, it's been like 5 or 6 months, and so far my my average concurrent has gone up every month, but I'm like almost certain it's gonna go down next month. So I'm already like trying to mentally prepare for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I feel like you're like super mature or like logical about it. If you're expecting it, because you should expect it.
Yeah, yeah, because
Um,
my average concurrent this month, because I had an entire week where I got featured on front page, and my average for
yeah,
that week was like, I don't, it was like 3,000 or something. So my
yeah,
average for the month is like 1,000, but I know for sure like next month it's gonna go down.
yeah.
But yeah, um, interesting. There's something else I want to ask you about, but I can't remember. Yeah, so you said you're over the threshold right now. Do you still find like even for you now, do you still have like good months, bad months?
Um, I definitely have good months, bad months. I wouldn't say I have like bad months. I would say I have good months and like average months.
Well, you okay,
I would say my last month I streamed every single day. My last month was insane.
okay,
This month I took a week off for EDC. Um, but when I came back, I was actually worried that my numbers were gonna fall a lot. But in reality, they were actually like they were the same.
okay,
Um, so so yeah, so I would say this month is like average, I would say, but that's only because I have lower streaming hours this month. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I think I had bad months like a while. Like I remember like the one example I just keep going back to is just like regionals. It was a
yeah,
really good month, and then after that it was a bad month, and
okay,
I was tripping out. So like I should have expected it honestly because like if I think about it like um I won regionals, so I was like, everyone was watching me, and then I was playing in I was practicing for worlds when no one else was practicing for worlds, so that was like a lot of viewers as well. Um, but then after worlds is over, you have the TFT off season, plus people were just checking you out before or like just seeing what was up with you, and then now they're gone. So honestly, I should have expected a sharp drop, but yeah, um, I don't think I would. I don't think I have like I mean, I haven't had or knock on wood, but I haven't had a bad month
okay.
in a while, I think.
I'm kind of curious. So earlier, you also mentioned like, hey, if other people are doing well and you're not doing well, you're probably doing something wrong. Do you think I completely agree with that. That yes, like maybe you need to be more engaging or whatever. But do you think like during a bad month? So I guess something that I'm worried about is like maybe I'll have like a bad month, not in terms of just numbers, but in terms of like, oh, maybe like I'm not in a good mood, I'm not very engaging. Do you think like that could like permanently damage your brand, or are you like not that worried about it? You just like do better in the future?
I think it could definitely. I mean, it depends on how big you are. If you're like a relatively small to medium streamer, and you have a bad month, it might be really hard to come back from it. Because you don't have like a solid core community yet. So like if you have a bad month, like let's say you have no streaming, like one whole month, you didn't stream that much, or like you're really negative, you didn't produce good content, you can literally go from like probably like 500 viewers to like 200, and then once you like bat down to 200, it's like the lower viewers that you have, it's how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the growth is exponential, right? So like it's like um it's just you're back to the spot you're at like 3 months ago or something,
Okay.
so yeah, I that's why streaming is really hard, I think.
Okay. But
um
I guess
yeah.
my question is, can you you're back you're step 3 months back, so like you could would you be you could just recover being 3 months back, or what is it more problematic because like now those are the same viewers and like that TFT viewer base, which is like a limited pool, I guess, and then you've
I
already
think you can come back for sure.
okay.
You can definitely come back because all it takes is like one thing to pop off. Like maybe like you get first at regionals. You pop off, or like you do really well in the tournament scene. You pop off. Um, like I don't know, like some really big streamer hosts you and you pop off. I don't
Mm.
know. Like I think there's some luck to it. Definitely. So but I would say do not have a bad month.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, I want to.
Just do not have bandwidth. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Just don't go
Just be
eighth. Don't
just
go
be
eighth.
happy 24/7 and mentally 100% all the time, and provide stellar content every single day.
Definitely.
Try your best, actually.
I want to ask you more about what you just said, and also about like getting hosted by a big streamer. But before I do that, I wanted to ask about when you said, "Oh, like the regional scene, you should have expected in the off season." So like something for me recently is like, I was like pushing for rank 1. I got it like a week ago, but after regionals, I was like one of the few people that was streaming actively, and now it's PBE, right? So now it's like
Yep.
everyone's streaming PBE. So like
Yeah.
my numbers are down because of that, which is kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
I guess like yeah, I guess like how when for you, do you feel like if there are other big streamers streaming at the same time, do you feel like less motivated to stream since like your average will be lower?
Oh, for sure. When Soju's streaming, like my EV for streaming is so low. Like when Soju is streaming, I don't even get like 1,000 viewers, rarely.
Okay.
So um but you know, um I can't just flake if
Yeah.
Soju's streaming. So I still stream no matter what.
Yeah.
Some of my core community members want to watch me over Soju. So,
Hmm.
even though the EV is low, I'm just playing video games. So I'm gonna turn on the stream, and the thing that messes up with that though is that my average viewers go down,
Yeah.
and sponsors look at average viewers and stuff.
Yeah.
So that might affect it. But I think there's more pros to streaming than flaking. Maybe if Soju streaming today, I can flake if I haven't flaked in a long time, but I'm not gonna flake like every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just try to stream with him. But yeah, I think TFT viewers are shared amongst a lot of streamers, so it's definitely like you definitely gotta like I don't know. It's so tricky. It's actually so tricky because like you can't really like change your schedule a lot, as I said before. So yeah, it's so hard. I feel like it's so hard.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to like figure out exactly what's causing stuff. For example, the other day when I was trying to log into PvE, and I
Yeah.
wasn't able to. I was playing like some other like I played like a shooter in between, and
Yeah.
I noticed like I got a huge drop in numbers. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's because like people are in here just to chill, and then there's gunshot sounds. So it's like, oh, I wonder if that's why like I lost like so many viewers. And then later I realized it's just because like Sochi turned on his stream. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. But it's also weird though, like I mean, at least for me, when I play variety, like my numbers drop a lot. So there's just a lot of people that just want to watch TFT.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So I want
I
to.
wanted to I wanted to like mention like I was talking about like how like I was tripping out like for the regionals thing. I think another big reason I was tripping out was because I think it was like so I won set 5 regionals, right? And it was the beginning of set 6.
Okay.
And my numbers dropped,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
Kiyun and Soju's numbers went up super a lot.
Okay.
And that's why I
Yeah.
was tripping out. Because my numbers dropped and their numbers like increased a ton. So I was like, "Oh, like what am I doing wrong?" But in reality, like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just not as big of a streamer as I thought I was
Okay.
because of that one inflated month,
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. There's so many things coming up I want to ask you more about, but let's go back to something I said earlier. Getting hosted. So when you do get hosted by a big streamer, do you feel like motivated to like stream longer than you would normally do?
Now, I don't as much, but before I would, and I think you should,
Yeah.
for sure. Like, if you get hosted by a big streamer, you should stream infinite,
Okay.
because there's a lot of that is your chance, right? It's
Yeah.
like they're bringing a lot of people to you. That is your chance to try to make as many people stay and come back. I think recently Wardell rated me. Do you know Wardell?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like a really yeah. So Wardell rated me, and I just finished the game, and I ran a commercial 180 right when they rated, and I regret it so much because that probably made most of them leave right away. So that was like a big mistake. And then I wished I would have like not ran the 180 and then, streamed a lot longer. But now when Soju or Kyun raids me, I usually just get off at the same time still because, I mean, for me, I get tired. So,
Right. Yeah.
but I think you definitely should stream longer than usual if you get rated.
Okay.
for sure. Like that is your chance, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because a lot of those, a lot, obviously, like a lot of those people will already know who you are, but maybe a lot of them don't. Like they only watch Soju,
Yeah.
and then maybe they like your content.
Even like not even getting rated, but even like if you are like the only person streaming, so your viewers are really like you're the only person streaming at that time, and your viewers are really really
Hmm.
high. I would just try to ride that out as long as you can.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so throughout this entire time we've been talking, you've been talking a lot about like being consistent to build community. That's actually something that I think I've heard from you that I hadn't heard from so much about from like the other people I've talked to on this on full open. Can you talk about more about like the importance of like building community?
Yeah. So you need to stream at the same time every single day for like a year, and then the normal like people who get off work and like want to turn on the Robin stream will be there. And in turn, because of that, you will get more subs, which is very, very important because that is the only stable income you have, I feel like.
Hmm.
And then you also like they'll also join your Discord, and your Discord will grow as a community, and then that in itself will create a community in itself. I don't know if you're my Discord, but my Discord is actually like, or it's actually pretty active compared to like other people's Discords. And we have this like the core people talking all the time. So theory crafting and stuff, and then that will build up on its own. So I think community is definitely really, really important. Like now, when I start streaming at like 6 or 7 p.m., people come into my stream and are like, "Oh, you're late," and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then every now and then, like if I don't stream, people message me like, "Hey, where's your stream at? Where's your
Okay.
stream at?" So they're just expecting you, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, it's like looking forward to like the television show that comes on at like 7 p.m.
Okay.
Let's say the television show all of a sudden comes on at like 11 a.m. You're like, man, you can't even watch it, so you just unsub.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I have quite a lot of subs, sub to like viewer ratio
Okay.
compared to other streamers in TFT at least.
Okay. That's really cool. What is your schedule these days?
I mean, my supposedly schedule is 4 p.m. to midnight,
Is it like
but
seven
I
days a week?
5 days a week.
Five
It's
days.
5 days a week, 4 to 12, 8 hours a day. I will stream on the weekends if I have nothing to do.
Okay.
But recently I've been just going like 5 to 6 to midnight because I think a lot of people are streaming at 4.
Okay.
But yeah, also I'm like a little lazy, but yeah.
Okay. Um. So when you mentioned community, do you ever have? So like I guess like the community like has their own memes or whatever that they love spamming. So do you always like obviously like one of the ones that is well known is you're kind of known for like being old, even though you're not even that old compared to
Uh-huh.
like several TFT streamers.
Agreed.
So it's like do you always just try to like lean into that, or, like do what the community wants, or have there been anything that's like you didn't like or?
I think I always just embraced it. I think in Twitch you just have to embrace like what they're making fun of you for. What I didn't like, I don't think I think you can't be that sensitive on Twitch.
Mhm.
You have to I mean, if they say something like super rude and like racist or something, like you just ban them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think I just embraced all the memes
Okay.
to me, and then yeah, I just try to make it funny, like now, like if someone calls me old, I look at their comment history. If they don't have over 100 comments, I time them out, because you have to be a value member of my community to call me old. And then yeah, you just like, yeah, I know, you just create you just like try to make it funny.
Okay.
Try to make whatever they're saying for you like funny. I don't know if you have a meme yet, but like my smaller streamer friend Gooba, I don't know if you know him, but he's like bald.
Yeah, I read
So
Gooba
that's
yesterday.
Yeah, so now that's his like little like meme, like he's bald. So I think he should like, I mean, I know he is like leaning like making fun of his baldness a lot more, and he has like bald emotes and stuff, and then like uh so yeah, you got to take that and like go with it. It's like in my I think in everyone's stream their emotes, right? Like everyone gets their own emotes, like a random like animal or something,
Yeah.
right? But no one uses those. Everyone uses your face like really funny, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
So that
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone uses like your face in a funny way, or like you know like Soju, dude. Like, have you
Oh,
ever
sure,
seen
yeah,
Soju's
yeah.
emotes
No,
of like
I have
his
no
hair
idea.
thing? No, everyone just uses Cuke and like
Yeah.
all the funny ones. So
Okay. That's really good advice. Well,
yeah,
yeah.
that is a Twitch culture.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so you gotta like find out like a funny. Yeah, you just gotta find a funny face or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I met Gooba at the same time I met you. Actually, it was
Oh yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
a month or two
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. So another thing I guess you mentioned is like sponsors look at average viewers. So let's say you're streaming at the same time as Soju, your average viewers go down, but it's still worth it since you're building like that consistent
Yep.
reputation.
Yep.
Um, you also mentioned variety streaming, like your numbers go down. I guess how do you feel about variety streaming? Like, do you have aspirations to stream some other games besides TFT someday, or is that not something you care that much about?
Yeah, so I do want to dip into variety because TFT is not gonna last forever, and if I want to stream for full time for a longer period longer, I do need to dip into variety. But I think right now while TFT is hot,
Hmm.
I need to stream TFT to build my community as big as possible before I dip into variety. I think I'm gonna start dipping into variety more now that I have a new PC. Maybe during set 7 off season, I will play like other games. I know a lot of so my core my core community members slash subs do want to see variety like a lot. They always
Yeah.
ask for it, but there are those lurkers and like non subs that only watch TFT.
Yeah.
Um, so I need to whenever set 7 is competitive season's over, I think I think everyone should try to dip into variety a little bit so they get used to it, even though your numbers fall. Uh, it's harder than it's harder to do. It's like easier to say said than done because you always get more viewers playing TFT, so then you make more money during that stream. So it's and you also grow more. Even in the off season, right? Like in the off season, no one's streaming TFT. If you stream TFT, you get a lot of viewers and you get a lot of followers. But if you stream, it's just like lower EV to stream variety, I feel like. So it's just like I guess if the game I'm playing, the variety game I'm playing, I'm having a lot of fun with it,
Hmm.
I'll stream it for sure.
Okay.
That's one thing I need to do better. Like I need to stream and have fun while I'm playing, not just like look at it as a job. Most of the time, or like sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's like directly related to like your number, like 'cause people want to watch you when you're having fun.
Yeah.
I think that's something I struggle with too. Is like, let's say like I'm just like when I was pushing for rank one, and I go like 1-1-1-8, and then I'm down LP. I'm like so stressed. I'm like, oh man, like in actuality, it doesn't take that long to get the LP back. But I feel like, dude, it's like I'm so far set back. If I go like what or like bot for like 3 times in a row, like how do you like when you're like if you're not like in a good mood, like how do you deal with that deal with that when streaming? Do you like power through it or?
Um, I'm trying to think like the last time I was actually sad when I got eighth, because it's been a long time, right? Maybe like during 6.5 or set 6.
Hmm.
Okay, the thing is like I don't think I've been I don't I don't think I've been in a spot in a very very long time
Hmm.
where going eighth actually mattered because when the solo queue starts, right? If you go eighth, whatever, like you
Yeah,
come back and like it's like whatever, like
like one game.
yeah. But like an example would be like let's say like you're playing for snapshots and you really need this LP this
Mm.
week.
Yeah.
Then if you go eighth, it's actually like you actually like um you will actually be tilted because or like worried
Hmm.
and stuff and stressed. But for me, I try to change the perspective. Like, if you're the more stressed you are, the more worse you're gonna play. So
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
there's
I
no
completely
point being
agree.
stressed. There's no point being stressed over the eighth. Like, it's
Well,
just, I guess I view it as like pros and cons. Like,
okay.
I don't know. Like, there's too many negatives to being tilted and stuff. So I just if I'm tilted, I take a break. I like go like go use the restroom, get some fresh air, and come back.
Okay, it's just like a few
Um,
minutes.
yep.
Also, it
So
doesn't
I
have to be
just
like
powered
game
through it.
related, but yeah.
I just powered through it usually.
Okay.
If I'm on stream, I just powered through it, but I don't get tilted
Okay.
that much. Yeah. So I don't really have to power through anything. I just like just go next. Like it's a variance thing. I mean, I get
Yeah.
pissed. I get like in a tournament if I go eighth
Yeah.
and I went eighth not because of variance, but because I played bad.
Hmm.
I'll be pretty pissed at myself. But you can only be pissed at yourself for like 5 minutes and you gotta go next game. So
Fair enough. Yeah. I completely agree. Um, so for variety streaming, something I've heard is like you should do it like at the end of your stream. What are your thoughts about that?
I mean, the reason for that is just so you can have a good viewership.
Okay.
So if you so one time I started I one time I streamed Final Fantasy 7 right off the bat, secret midnight stream. I think I got like 200 viewers.
Okay.
But if I played TFT and raise that up to 2,000, and then I played Final Fantasy 7,
Yeah.
I will have 2,000 people watching me play Final Fantasy 7, and then the people that are interested will stay. It'll probably drop down to 1,000, but then that's like 1,000 versus 200, right?
Yeah,
So
that
that
makes
is
a lot
the
of
reason.
sense.
That is the reason why you should do it after you build up the initial.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Another thing you mentioned with like variety streaming is like you have like your core like loyal viewers that they do want to see you do variety. So I noticed like something like something I'll do occasionally is like I'll stream like intoxicated, and I notice I actually get like way more subs every time I do that, but my viewers go way down. So it makes me wonder if it's like like more like my like more loyal viewers that like it, but then like most people like don't.
What is
Um,
intoxicate? Is that a game?
no, like just streaming like fucked up, like
Oh,
after smoking
like
some
drunk.
weed. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Oh, so you say when you stream TFT like
Like my
intoxicated?
views will go down. My average viewer will go way down, but I'll always get more subs because I'll just be talking about like more like personal stuff, I guess, rather than like the game.
Oh, I think you might need a larger sample size. I feel like it might
Okay.
be like a fluke. But I don't know why your viewership would go down though. I feel like
Okay.
it would go up because it's more funny. But
Oh, okay.
I think it's like I don't think it's. Wait, do you get more gifted subs or do you get more like you get like more people sub to you?
I think like
It's probably more personable,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Well, I think
Um,
like for me, it's like I'm more like emotional and like just like
yeah.
um yeah. I wouldn't say I get like more funny, but I would like be less engaged with like the actual game itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've never
Okay.
done that before, but
All right.
I don't. I wouldn't see. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how people would sub to you more because you're intoxicated, or you would have lower viewership.
Okay.
I
I
feel like you need
yeah.
a larger sample.
Fair
You need a
enough.
larger sample size too.
Okay.
To yeah.
Okay. I feel like yeah. Fair enough. Agreed. Um. So streaming.
If I had to guess, like your viewership would go up, but your subs will also go up. I feel
Okay.
like,
Interesting.
because it's something different, right? It's something different than
Yeah.
usual. So
I actually found that like the biggest spike I had in like in numbers is when I did like the a rank to masters. I didn't
oh yeah.
think like for me it's more just like it's a variety like for fun kind of thing. But that was like apparently a lot of people like that. That was actually really surprising to me. I'm curious like did you have anything like throughout your career where you did like a gimmick that was like really successful?
I did unranked. I put my title unranked
I
Zillion
saw
reroll
that.
only to masters, and I got a lot of viewers for that. So
Interesting. Okay.
people like different things. Like every TFT game is so stale at that point, right? Like
Okay. Yeah.
they want to see a challenge. So so it's something different. But I think that's pretty obvious. Like why your viewership will go up. Like it's just like a random like challenge. People like that. I have done like charity streams and stuff. Those have been pretty
Okay.
that like but they want to see me like suffer. So those have been pretty high viewership.
Suffer as in you're streaming like a really long time and you're tired.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or like no, like the like charity streams I have to like eat
Oh
BeanBoozled
yeah,
or like
yeah. Okay, okay.
pour water on myself, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something out of the something different, right? Something different. Will probably get more viewers. I say.
Okay. Um yeah. How much of like Twitch is like performance, I guess to you? So let's say like you're streaming compared to like you're just playing off stream in a call with like just one of your friends. Like
Yeah.
how like different do you feel like your personal like how different do you act, I guess?
Um. Hmm. Um. I would say I don't act too different, but I wouldn't be reading Twitch chat and I have nothing to build. Like I have nothing to like feed me myself or like go back and forth with.
Okay.
So I'll probably be like quieter, I think. You know, sometimes my expressions will be like not that exaggerated, maybe. But all in all, I feel like I'm pretty similar.
Okay.
In stream versus IRL. I think most TFT streamers are really similar. Like Soju's like pretty much the same. Milk is exactly the same. Kiyun is a little bit. Kiyun's kind of different because he doesn't make monkey noises in real life. And I feel like you're pretty similar too. So I feel like no one really like has a stream persona.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you have to be yourself because if you don't be yourself, like people can tell, and you're trying too hard or you're like faking it, you know?
Yeah. I think Soju says like you can't just like if you're gonna be doing it 8 hours a day, you can't just be like faking it 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
I want to go back to one more thing that we talked about earlier, which is obviously like you're a competitive gamer, you want to do well in tournaments. But I find like for me, like when I'm streaming, it's a lot harder to improve because like your attention is split, and it's just like I feel like I don't learn nearly as much. Like, how do you balance like stream? Like, I guess you've been streaming for longer now. Do you find that still is the case, or like how do you balance that with like trying to get as good as possible at TFT and also being a
I feel like
streamer?
I feel like I feel like I if I when I just so how I learned TFT, I literally just stream and play the game, right?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that is not the most optimal way to learn for me. I'm pretty sure if I want to be a better player, I would do more VOD reviews off stream. I would theory craft with other players, talk to them more. But I actually don't do that, and I feel like I should. So I'm to answer to your question is I stream to learn the game, but I don't feel like I'm at my potential. Or
Okay.
something.
What about
You know what I mean?
VOD
So,
reviews on stream?
VOD reviews on stream, I feel like would be helpful, but it might be a little bit like slower paced. Some people like that's purely for learning, right? So
Yeah.
so the people who are watching you for entertainment will probably leave.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like if you want to have a successful streaming career, but also be like maximize your potential for competitiveness, you need to put a lot of work in, because you need to stream and play the game, but in off stream you need to study and do like the boring stuff.
Okay.
Which I don't do.
All right.
But I need to do it for set 7.
All right.
Sure.
I mean, I'm down to VOD reviews set 7 for sure. I'll hit you up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I got one last question before we wrap this up. It's about
Okay.
Twitch chat. Is there anything like you really? Is there like when Twitch chat is going slow? Do you have like any gimmicks to engage them?
If Twitch chat's going slow, do I have any what?
Like just like strategies to like get it going, I guess.
Oh, I'll probably just like ask a question, you know. Sometimes when my Twitch chat is slow, I'll just be like, yo, chat, like what is good here? Or like what is BIS this? Which augment's good, whatever. Probably just ask a question. Once you ask a question, a lot more people will start talking. But there's a lot of things you can't really force. Like you can't really force like a reaction to make people talk, right? So what I usually do is I just ask a question, but I don't really view streaming like that. Like I don't really have like strategies and stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just try to be myself, and I think yeah, I don't really approach streaming like that.
Okay.
Like having a strategy whenever Twitch chat is slow, or what kind of joke should I make at this moment. I just let it come naturally, and I just be myself.
Okay.
And yeah.
When you ask a question, so would you ever ask a question that like you're like, what augment should I take, for example, if you're already like pretty confident you're gonna choose one of them, or is it always gonna be like more genuine?
It's genuine because there's a lot of times where I see the augment and there's a clear choice. I just take it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then sometimes when I'm not sure, I will ask. The good thing about me is like I'm unsure a lot of the times. Yeah. I'm not like like Ramblin or someone who's like really good at augment selection, and he'll know like which one's the best one probably like right away. I am actually I'm not that good at augment selection, so I will need to ask chat for a lot of stuff. I'm actually not that good at a lot of stuff, so I ask chat a lot of stuff, which is probably a good thing. Ask them about like I don't know what BIS for a lot of stuff is. I'm not really like a I don't know what's the word for it, but like analytical player or something.
Okay.
But like I don't really like. I suck at theory crafting. I if you give me numbers, I don't even know if it's good or not. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
I
know
got
some
you.
players are like, oh, this guy gets like 108, like 180 or something. That's like really good. Or like this
Yeah,
augment gives you this amount of stuff, and that's really good. I actually can't tell. I can't tell between what numbers are good or not.
I see.
And I don't know why, but yeah. I'm like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
something
I
I'm
asked
really
Chad a
good
lot of
at.
stuff. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think I struggle with that because sometimes I get tilted with like backseating, but then I feel like if I'm
Yeah.
asking them, then it's like I'm asking them to backseat me. So I think I struggle with like that balance.
Oh yeah, try not to get tilted when you're getting backseated.
Yeah,
Just try to think of it as like it's funny. Like when someone backseat me, I'm like, okay, yeah, yo, show your law chest, bro. Or like,
yeah.
do you do like, do you do coaching? Like, can you coach me?
Okay.
Or like, but yeah, they're. I mean, I still get tilted sometimes when people backseat. Like, if they say something like really rude, like,
Yeah.
but I think you got to look at Soju. Like Soju gets backseated a ton. He rarely gets pissed. I mean,
Right.
he gets
Yeah.
pissed sometimes, but everyone will get pissed. But just try not to get too tilted because if you're streaming TFT, you will get backseated. There will be players worse than you telling you what to do
Yeah.
um, in a mean way.
Yeah.
You just gotta take it and try to change perspective, make it funny.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. I think we'll wrap it up here. So, do you got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to Riot Mortdog for set 7. It's been really fun recently. At first I was like kind of skeptic about it, but after playing it a lot more, I think it's actually pretty fun. Once you like learn the trees and stuff. Um, Shout out to you for having me for this podcast. I think it's pretty interesting. I watched like some of like Karum and Soju's. I think you're really good at keeping the flow of the keeping the flow going. You know what I mean?
Oh, thanks. I really
Uh,
appreciate that. I'm trying
yeah.
to
I
do
don't know if
like
you.
I'm trying to do
Yeah,
this
I don't
one
know if you
like
have the
more
question.
conversational because I think with the other ones, a lot of
Yeah.
times is like they would say something, I'd be like, "Oh, cool." Then I'd ask them like another question on my list. But I was trying to do like a little more conversational.
Yeah. I don't know if you have like questions prepped, but I feel like it was like pretty natural and it wasn't like an interview. So yeah. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for being on here. This is full open episode 4, and see you guys next time.